The following live broadcast may contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to, especially if you are wearing headphones. I share my office space with an African gray parrot and two parakeets, and I have no control over their behavior while I am live streaming, unlike my regular videos where I have the opportunity to edit them out as best as I can. But if we luck out today, he might be sleeping. Okay, maybe not. Maybe we won't luck out today. There you go. There you go. If you are sensitive to loud, surprising background noises, I recommend either not turning your volume up too loud or watching my edited pre-recorded videos instead. Viewer discretion is advised. Yeah, I was hoping that at least it was a little bit like warm enough so that he would be like sleeping, but the second he sees that I'm about to go live or I start talking to my screen, it's like he wakes up. So that's just what we have to deal with. So hello, everyone. Hello, Rue. Hello. And yes, Okia Fern, let's go. Let's go. A lot of work to do today. Absolutely. Oh, my goodness. So thank you so much for joining me. Yes, we do meet again, my furry friend. Oh, and here's Joseph. Hello, Joseph. Welcome. Yes, here we are, another Wednesday. I was supposed to do a stream last week, but if you missed the harrowing adventures of what happened to me last week, I did do an entire vlog. It was a Friday vlog that I think we titled it "Are you still an artist if the internet goes out?" So if you want to catch the entire story in all its sordid detail, you can check out that vlog in my playlist. But I'll give you the long and the short of it, in a minute. And yes, I see you, my wonderful eyeball people watching me from regions beyond. Thank you for joining me here today. No, I did not. I did not have internet at all last week. Yeah, like I said, I'll tell you the long and the short of it. Hello, Grant. Hello, welcome. So if you are joining me from Facebook, if you are joining me, actually, you wouldn't be joining me. I'm not streaming to Twitter, so we don't have to worry about Twitter anymore. But if you are watching me from Facebook, come on over to YouTube. Join the sexy people in the chat. It's like if you want to have a real time conversation with me, the YouTube chat is the best way to do it. Facebook sometimes doesn't allow me to see your comments, or I don't know, it kind of glitches. And hello, Michael. Oh, hello, Michael. Welcome. But if you are also watching me from Twitch, thank you so much for joining me. Welcome again to this to this thing here. So I guess I might as well just get this party started. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of work to do today. And then there's some stuff I want to show off, in terms of what I've been up to in Clip Studio Paint, not Spawn, of course. So hello, everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I am a cartoonist, an illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I've been self-publishing comics since 19. I'm always looking for things. I have way too much stuff on my screen. That's what I get distracted way too easily. It's like I've been self-publishing comics since 1992, and I'll let you do the math, and you know what that means.
All pay heed. Now enters His Holiness Torquemada, the Grand Inquisitor of the Spanish Inquisition. Torquemada, do not implore him for compassion. Torquemada, do not beg him for forgiveness. Torquemada, do not ask him for mercy. Let's face it, you can't talk him out of anything.
I swear there was a time. Well, technically, I can still recite that movie from memory. So, Jesus. Oh, and I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales. For those of you who supported my last campaign for Tall Tales, or so I thought, our full color short that we just finished the campaign for, well, just a couple of weeks ago. Those books will be arriving sometime at the end of the month. Unfortunately, it's a little bit later than I was anticipating. I was hoping to be sending out shipments by now, but you know what, it's like, look, I'm still way ahead of the curve of a lot of campaigns. So yes, so thank you so much to everybody who supported the campaign, and hopefully I can be able to get everybody their rewards from the Tall Tales campaign by the first week of August. So stay tuned with that. And I am also known for my mature audience's medieval fantasy drama Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, which returns to Kickstarter August 4th. So yeah, we will be doing a launch party for this campaign. As always, this is for issue 7 of Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn. So if you want to make sure you don't miss out on the campaign when it goes live, head on over to the show notes below and hit the link and click the notify me button so that Kickstarter sends you an email when the campaign goes live. Oh, also, I am also co-host with Nita Landing on the Rage Into the Vlogs show every Monday and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. On the, where am I? Oh yes, on the Indie Comics Network. Like I said, I have a lot going on the screen here. On the Indie Comics Network, and it's like we're gonna have our next show on Friday, where we talk about I don't know, it's like mostly it's comics related, but also whatever pops into our head as well. So join us for an hour of absolute complete nonsense for your viewing pleasure. And speaking of Kickstarters and comics and campaigns, we have a coupon code RAGIN10. Save 10% on your next Gemini mailer order, which I actually did. I had to place an order for about 1,000 bags and boards from Gemini mailer, and the RAGIN10 coupon. I don't know why it surprises me that it works, but it does, and I saved myself a pretty penny on it. So yes, if you need bags and boards, if you need your Gemini mailers to ship out packages, if you need any other type of comic book supplies like boxes and whatnot, you can use our coupon code RAGIN10 and save some money that way while you organize your collection. Also, I will be in Baltimore at Baltimore Comic-Con September 8th to the 10th at the Baltimore Convention Center in Baltimore, Maryland. I have a artist alley table, so you can come on over and pick up the latest copies of Tall Tales and Eagle Raven and some of my furry sketchbooks that haven't seen the light of day for a while. So it'll be fun finally having those out on the table as well for everybody to peruse. So remember, Baltimore Comic-Con, September 8th to the 10th. This is probably my only convention for the year. I'm slowly getting back into doing conventions. But this was the only one for the year right now. So if, like I said, if you're in the area, stop on by. And also, speaking of more Kickstarters, remember that the Oswald Chronicles, The Light That Attracts, this is the next the next Oswald Chronicles chapter by J.D. Calderon, who also wrote Tall Tales. So if you're a fan of Tall Tales, head on over to check out the Oswald Chronicles now on pre-launch. That link is in the show notes below. And speaking of one last campaign, I want to mention Sky of Thorns, which is a fantasy romance novel series by Krista Crawford, is also going to be launching September 25th. This is also on pre-launch. And, and it's like, yeah, it's a little unusual that I'm bringing up somebody else's campaign like this, but actually it's not, because me and Krista Crawford will be doing a crossover campaign with Eagle Raven, the Unicorn King's daughter, which also launches September 25th. So so there's a lot of fun stuff in store. She's going to have a exclusive print, stretch goal print, and there's going to be an exclusive print that you will get if you support both our campaigns for Eagle Raven, the Unicorn King's Daughter, also known as Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut, and Sky of Thorns. So if you love your fantasies with lots of unicorns in it, this is going to be the set of campaigns for you. So I just thought I'd bring that up. Again, links to everything is going to be in the show notes below. So, and everything's in pre-launch right now. So all you have to do is hit the notify me button. And like I said, Kickstarter will send you a email the second any of those campaigns go live. Yeah. Oh well, that was a lot of housekeeping. I didn't even finish my my spiel, my intro spiel. And in the meantime, you can read both my comics online at Tall Tales, TAILS online.com and egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, LAGE Art, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. So make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you get notified whenever any of our shows go live. So there we go. I was able to get to it. I got distracted by all the housekeeping. But hello, Efrain. Hello. Haven't seen you in a bit. And yes, and the one, the only John Celestri is on as well. He also has a campaign running for. Don't you? Or you're planning on you're planning on relaunching Fire Fist Angel, I think, on Fund My Comics. So follow John Celestri, master animator John Celestri, with his own comic, underground comic coming out. So keep an eye out for that as well. It was a very long intro, if right. I got my housekeeping and my intro confused. So it was a very long intro. I did. It just reminds me of a comment that somebody had left, and I don't know. I guess they had deleted it, but not enough that I could still see the preview for it. And when I went looking for it, I couldn't find it. And I was actually really interested in what this guy was saying. He was saying that my intros were too long. So unfortunately, I was not able to correct that on this on this episode, but hopefully that's something that I could think about for later. Yeah, so there we go. So yeah, so like I said, so what's been happening? So here we are in the middle of July already, which disgusts me to no end. But it's just, look, I'm just really happy that I've made a lot of what is it, progress in my to-do list. So I finally was able to cross off a major commission that I was working on for a little bit too long that I should have, but I was finally able to cross that out, and I was able to do a couple of extra things as well. Like I said, I was able to put together a special print for the Sky of Thorns campaign. I'm going to wait. I'm not going to show it. I'm going to allow Krista the privilege of showing off that piece first before I do it, because it was a lot of fun to do. The other prints that I'm doing for her campaign are going to be a lot of fun, and I'm just looking forward to everybody seeing them. So I got those, so I got at least the first one of those prints out of the way. I got the commission done, and today, as you can see from this squiggly kind of mess on the screen right here, we're going to be going back into Clip Studio Paint, where I will be sketching, or at least what I'm going to be doing is, so I'm going to be showing off some pieces from a future Oswald campaign, another chapbook, another prose story that he's going to be, that JD is going to be putting out, Jose is going to be putting out, and these are going to be the illustrations for it. But right now, as you can see, they're in very, very rough sketch form, pretty much just enough for me to get a sense of what I wanted in the image, what I wanted in the image. And today what I want to do is I want to at least get some proper pencils pencils, digital pencils, down so that I can ink them. But here's the thing though, I'm not going to be inking these pieces digitally, or at least the ones that are actually going to. This is a very unusual Oswald Chronicles project, where I think it was, I don't remember which campaign Jose did it, but he offered up as a level the opportunity for somebody to give him a prompt for an Oswald Chronicles story with their character in it. It took several years for him to finally do it, but the story is finally done. So technically, this is also a commission in waiting as well. Um, so he finished the story. I have to do these particular pieces, and they, and the pieces had to follow a very specific, like, imagery for the pieces, because it's like, of course, every one of them had to have the person's character, OC character, in it. So I had to make sure that every scene that I sketched out had this character. So I'll go into more detail when I get this on the screen. Also, the other thing for this for these pieces is that the commissioner is going to get the original pieces. So of course I can't complete these pieces in Clip Studio Paint, as much as I'm in, it's kind of like everything's digital now type of mood. But so yes, what I have to do is I have to tighten up the pencils, so that I can then turn them into blue lines that I will print on my oversized printer, so that I can print them onto the board I'm going to be inking on, and then ink the pieces, finish off the pieces that way. So that's on the docket for today. So I had mentioned that I was going to Baltimore Comic-Con, and I have been, like, kind of like here and there. I did like a bulk of kind of like the organizing for the convention. Um, and 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 now it's just like bits and pieces of things that that I'm just like, okay, oh yeah, I don't want to forget this, I don't want to forget that. And and pretty much I have everything set up. I placed an order yesterday for more Eagle Raven comics. I'm getting more books. There was another printer where I'm waiting for them to deliver the Tall Tales trades. I was short on those, so I placed another order for that. The rule that I had for this convention is that I wasn't going to print anything new for this. Like, I wasn't going to do anything, like, I didn't want to spend too much money preparing for this show. So everything that I've bought so far is something that I would have had anyway. Like, I always try to have a small back stock of all the Tall Tales and all the Eagle Raven books. So I had to restock anyway. So that's what I'm waiting to come in. But there's certain things that I would consider spending money on if it wasn't that much, if it wasn't that expensive to do. And this kind of caught my attention. So Jose has a pile, many piles of comics all throughout the house, and there was one particular pile he had by the door, and I noticed this on top of the pile. I guess like the last time he went to Midtown or something. I don't know how he got this, but I saw this on the pile, and I go, oh, okay, what is this? And it's like, and it looked like a little comic, a little like a mini comic or something. So what I was reading on the back here, so I guess it's like, so this is one of this, what is it, Scout Comics, whatever, a digital comic and collectible card. So yeah, so it says use the card to redeem a digital graphic novel edition of whatever this book is. And I thought, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting, So I opened it up to see like what exactly it was, because I kind of have like a prototype for a mini comic, to kind, to promo, Eager Raven, like this would be something that I would like give away though. And it's like, or let make, or, it's like, yeah, probably like just either give away or it's like, oh, here, you can have this for $1 or something. I don't know, because it opens up into a mini poster. And it's just pretty much, it just like, it summarizes, oh, how does this close? Okay. Oh yeah. So it's like, it's pretty much an advertising for Eager Raven, and then there is a QR code on the back where it takes you to the website. So so that's what this reminded me of. So so it's like, so I just opened it up, and what it turns out, and I guess it has like, it looks like this, and then it has this card, this card, and then it has like the QR code, and I guess like an individual, an individual, I guess, serial number that you have to scratch off so that you can download the book, I guess. I don't know what this was retailing for. I'm not sure. Or whether Jose just got it for free. I'm not sure. But I was like, kind of like going, oh, this is kind of like a little interesting thing. And and it's like, okay, it's like, what kind of like, what can I kind of do with this idea? Like, how could I like combine these two ideas? Like, would this be something that maybe I could have for Baltimore? So then I was looking at somebody else, because San Diego Comic-Con is this week as well. So people are posting up their pictures, like their setups and stuff. And they've been doing that for the conventions and things. So, so there was another person, I think it was Marvin Wynn, with his books that he was selling USB, like little USBs with comic collections on them. And what's funny is that, I don't know, I found the USBs to be a bit archaic. Like there's just something like kind of like, oh, that's so old fashioned, so old fashioned. As if this isn't, but there was something especially old fashioned about USBs. So what I was kind of thinking, it's like, I don't know, it's like, it's like, if you saw something like this, okay, because I was thinking like this, okay, this would be kind of like, okay, like you would get this, like you're at a convention and you see kind of like a mini comic, but when you open it up, there's a QR code inside where you download, like, say, the trade paperback, like volume 1 or something. Although, of course, I wouldn't have it like, with all these secret codes and things like this. I wouldn't have that, because it's like, who has time for that, but it would just be kind of like a mini comic, and then you would have like probably the QR code on the on the inside, and it's like, and that would get you the download of, like, say, the trade paperback or something. And it's like, I don't know, you'd pay like $10 for it. What's a trade paperback? You're talking about 128 pages, or it's like maybe like, I don't know, for like $2 or $3, you get like one of the issues like this. I mean, it's like, do you guys think that this would be something that, like, if you saw at a convention, that would interest you? Like, would you buy like a little thing like this, like a little mini comic with a QR code to download the comic? Oh, okay. So, and for those of you who don't know, yes, Nita is in the background. She's keeping track of the VIP room. So she is definitely saying that's actually a good idea. So yes, and then she had to say it again. An idea so nice, she had to say yes twice. So that's kind of like that. So that's in my brain right now. That's like, okay, how am I going to do this? Because, because also the cool thing about it is that something like this is not going to be that expensive for me to make. I mean, it's literally just a folded card. I mean, so it's like, I guess if I was really feeling ambitious, I could literally print this myself. But we want to make it. Let's not be completely cheap on this. Um, so so yeah, so I'm just kind of, well, okay, so Nina says yes, so probably it is something that I should think about. That I think that, especially like if people who it's like, well, it's like they want to buy the book but they don't want the physical copy, or it's like, but they want something kind of inexpensive, and it's like, and I think that this is probably a little nice souvenir. Plus you get to download like a full issue or a full trade paperback, you know um just from the QR code on the inside. So you know what, we're definitely going to put a pin in that. You know what, I think that I have a little bit of time. This is the type of project that shouldn't take me more than a weekend to put together, and then getting it printed shouldn't be a problem either. So that should be like really quick too. So yeah, so I'm gonna definitely, let's see, it's like that would be fast table money. Yeah, I think I got that feeling too. It's just kind of like, what, I think that's kind of like a really cute idea, that I think that because it's like, you get those, you get the people who want to read shit on, and that's the thing, and it would download, they scan it with their phone, and then they would download directly onto their phone, and they could start reading the book then and there. Um now of course it's like, because they have the QR code and the whole scratching thing, it's like, and they were, it's like, so of course the thought pops up, it's like, oh, but what's to keep people from sharing the QR code? And honestly, I think I'm kind of at a point now where I don't care. That I would rather more people read my book than kind of like, I hate to use the word gatekeep, I guess, than gatekeep access to the book. So honestly, it's like, I don't, honestly, that doesn't really bother me, honestly, because the whole thing is that I don't do conventions that often. So, how long is it going to take for something like this to get around anyway? So it's like, look, people are probably spreading around the PDFs that I give through the Kickstarter anyway. It doesn't bother me. No, it doesn't. If they're reading the book and enjoying it, that's what I really want. And it's like, and the hope is that I will, my work will interest them enough, it's like, fuck that. That's how music got around. And if folks like it, they'll find you and buy more. You know what? That's how I'm feeling too. So yeah, so we're definitely going to combine these two ideas into something. If you're doing conventions, feel free to steal this idea, because God knows I'm stealing it from somebody. So there we go. So yeah, so I'm just gonna put that. Aside. So we're definitely gonna think of something to do that. So hopefully so probably for Baltimore Comic-Con, I'll have like the trade paperback, and the individual issues or something. We'll probably do some. It's, I think that it allows for a lot of fun stuff to be done with that. So we're already like a half hour in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer over. I'm going to play a quick bump, which also reminded me that the one thing that's missing from my Eager Raven 7 campaign is the video. I still have, so I was like, oops, I knew I was forgetting something. So I had to write a note for myself that I have to do a video for the campaign, so that I can also show it as a bump on the vlogs as well. But I do have a bump to play. So I'm going to play that. I'm going to transfer over my screen, and then we'll start working. Okay, so I'll be right back.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the Dreamer, Medina, and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the craze. If you are an independent, catch the craze. Making moves on your own, catch the craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the craze. Join the movement, catch the craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the craze.
Okay, so so like I said, this is a project that was a Kickstarter reward that Jose finally finished. He offered the opportunity for someone to have their OC, their original character, and a prompt, like written into an Oswald story. So I have like these really, really rough sketches right now. Excuse me, that I was working on, trying to like figure out like what scenes would be best. So this is pretty much how rough they are. These are kind of like more my thumbnails, except their actual size. So this first sketch, so I just have to decide which one I'm going to work on, but I wanted to show you guys like how this starts off. So this first one, the main character is a black-footed ferret. I'm going to be drawing between this and Sky of Thorns. I'm going to be drawing a lot of ferrets in my near future. So so this particular one is him catching a fairy that fell from, I guess, a tree, because I guess one of her wings got ripped or something. So we have that one, has very cute, try to keep everything like pretty cute. And then this is another one where this is Oswald. The ferret is talking to Oswald, and what it is that the ferret is an escapee from a lab, and he has those implants in his head. So there's a scene where he's mashing tinfoil, and he's wearing a hat on top of it, trying to like I guess keep the scientists from being able to track him. So this is a scene where he's trying to like fit a hat on his head on top of the tinfoil, and Oswald's like, oh boy. So, and then this is another scene where Oswald and Blackfoot are in a car with two agents who I guess Oswald has met before in a previous story, and Oswald pretty much recruits. Well, he kind of recruits the agents, but it's a special agency that deals in kind of like they patrol the line between the fairy world and the human world. I think they're all like wizards or something. I don't quite remember the story where they're from. And so Oswald recruits them to help them with the issue that Blackfoot Ferret has. And then there's this sketch where Oswald is meeting with the boss and cursing him out for some reason. So I thought this was a very funny concept. And then the last one is the ferret with his fairy friend from the very first image. Kind of like, so this would be kind of like a closing scene of the story, kind of like a happily ever after type of thing. But if you've read Oswald enough times, you know that there never truly is a that happily ever after comes at very heavy cost. So So these are kind of like the 4 pieces that I was like, kind of like, okay, I'm gonna have to like, I have to choose 3 of them to do the hard copies of. So the 3 of them are going to have to be sketched out and then printed onto paper so that I can ink those manually. And then the other 2 I'll probably do digitally, just so when Jose publishes the story, he has like 5 images that kind of, balance out throughout the book. So the one that I was thinking of working on today is actually this one, Oswald and the Ferret, because it's the one that I kind of need the least reference for. I haven't designed the fairy yet, and I know that there's reference for the I guess like the agents, but I don't feel like looking that up right now. I haven't collected those pieces yet from that story, so I'm going to. So these are the ones I'm going to hold, like hold off for last. So and then this one. So what I've decided is that this one, and this one are going to be the 3 pieces I'm going to do. I'm going to like do physically, and these 2 I'll finish off digitally, because I just need 3 to be physical. But the one that I think I'm going to work on today is this one. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using Clip Studio Paint to pretty much do a tight pencil of this piece, so that I can do the blue line, print it out, and then ink it, right. And then ink it. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh, your kitty is a furry. Oh, well, yes. Well, all kitties are furries. Absolutely. So a driving scene or a doodle? No, it's a driving scene. So these are technically what the doodles look like, but the doodles are different. These are actually my layouts. The doodles are doodles because they usually don't go past being doodles, really. But these are all going to be actual pieces. Yes, it is. I think it was kind of like, if I remember, I don't remember the story actually, but yeah, it is kind of like a Men in Black situation. Oh, and then John talking about, yes, right, exactly. It's like this is going back to the card that we were talking about selling at conventions with the QR code. Yeah, it's like people listen to AM, FM radio for free and then go buy the physical record. Yeah, that's why I really don't have an issue with the concept. So, okay, so I'm going to go back to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close out the other sketches, just so so we have that there. And then what I'm going to do, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm going to reduce the opacity of this. I'm going to reduce, there we go. So that, it's, so I can still see it, but it's not going to interfere with the pencils that I'm trying to do. Thinking, what else do I want here? Okay, so I'm not sure how much. Okay, so let me see here. All right. Okay, so so I've been collecting some reference, like I said, the agents, and I haven't been able to, I haven't yet gotten the reference for that, but as you can see in my folder, I've been collecting a lot of reference for ferrets. So let's see, I just want to, okay, so let me open up this one, and then let me open up, let me see, this one. It's like I don't really think I'm going to need them, but it's just good to have them open just in case. I mean, yeah, okay, there we go. All right. Um, let's see. Also, another thing too. What did I want? Yeah, I was going to try something a little different today. I was looking at some character sketches from the Rescuers. There we go. That's what I wanted. And I was kind of like this part. I was, it's like lately, I don't know. It's like I wanted to see if I could do something a little different with Oswald's feet. Um, Something a little bit, something looking a little bit more like this. I don't, so I'm going to keep that reference there as well. So, okay. So, all right. So what I'm going to do is, okay, so I'm going to, first, let me put the music on. First, let me do that. So we are back on Epidemic Sound, not sponsored. I subscribe to their thing on my own, and we are using the Fantasy and Dreamy playlist, which I thought was fitting for. So okay, so let's see. So let me pencil. Okay, I want my pencil. Ah, yes, mechanical pencil. And yeah, I haven't really gotten the hang of all the shortcuts for Clip Studio Paint, but let's see. Okay. So, all right. Oh, wrong layer. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I mean, what's really good is, you know what? Ever since I actually cleaned the screen with the stuff that the guys at B&H Photo gave me, it's been a lot better. I didn't realize how grimy the screen was. Oh, okay. So hold on, let me see if does. Okay, okay. So I was. Oh, all right. I don't know. So I guess okay. All right. All right. I was trying it. Okay. I'm playing around with the touch screen. Um, okay. So let's go back to what we were doing. Actually, you know what? I'm going to touch that off. No. Oh, it is on. Oh, okay. Here we go. All right. It wasn't on properly. Okay. So, okay. Oh, so yeah, so last week I was supposed to have a live stream. But what happened was that on Tuesday morning, 7:30 exactly, because that's when the garbage gets picked up in the alley. The garbage truck actually tore down a utility pole that had this blocks all the wires, cable wires. So it literally knocking the entire block offline completely. And not Time Warner. Well, they used to be Time Warner, Spectrum. They completely dragged their feet in fixing it, and as a result, I really couldn't get work done for an entire day because of that. Now I'm just lowering the music a bit. It seemed a little loud. No, I'm not gonna go into full detail. I'm just gonna give like the short of it. And so because Spectrum was taking their time to fix it, I couldn't get work done all day Tuesday, and they were having me run around so much, like back and forth with different operators because nobody knew what was going on. And I ended up going to T-Mobile and getting their wireless internet, and the thing's been working like a charm since. That's pretty the short, that's the very, very short version. Oh welcome. The pulses are visiting me again. Hello everybody. Hello. Yes, I'm being rated again by the lovely Visenia, who has been working on her comic. Hello, Visenia, who has been working on her comic, Celestial Pulse, which I cannot wait for these issues to come out. I mean, the panels that she's been working on have been completely killing me, and especially the one she was doing today, because it's Vincent, right? So it's like you said, everybody loves the long hair, right? I'm doing fine. I'm just sketching today, getting my own work done. But yes, she has been killing everyone. Yes, she has been. So also it's like I've been using her streams to kind of like pick up tips and tricks on Clip Studio Paint. Just like you had mentioned something yesterday that I have to like go back to your to the recording and clip it so that I can remember what you said about making patterns. Hello, Creative Jenny. Hello, and Keeman Arts. Hello. Oh, and here we have Delon Scorpio Heart. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Oh, and and it was just like it's just oh, hello, Keeman. Yes, welcome. And someone had mentioned, oh, who was it that mentioned it yesterday, about the co-stream, that we have to figure out how to do a co-stream so I can actually infiltrate your stream for a change. I don't know how to do any of that. So now let me see. Let me look at my reference here. I don't, because the thing is, though, I don't want to be too literal with the reference. Because in the end, it's like this is all just cartooning essentially, and it's like I'm not I'm not someone who draws very realistically, so I don't want to take whatever reference I'm using very literally like that. So Space Craig. Hello, Space Craig 12. Hello, welcome from Twitch. Welcome. Hello, welcome. Oh. And so I just want to like, sometimes when I do pieces, it's more about vibes than accuracy. So I it's like, reference is very good for everyone to use. Oh, is that what's going on? I don't understand what these raids are, but they're fun. But welcome, Juju. Welcome. So because it seems that there are people who still think that using reference is cheating. and I think that's such a ridiculous thing. um that's such a ridiculous thing to kind of, to even think about. Oh, lurk away, Cuban, lurk away. um but the thing is, though, is that, that, yeah, there's nothing wrong with using reference, and like me personally, there's especially nothing wrong with being literal with the reference. um but like I said, it's like I run more on vibes than, like I said, than accuracy. So that's kind of like what's happening here. Like I just, like I'm just like kind of like getting enough information from this piece, just to, just so like, okay, it's like I'm not being completely off base. But here's the thing. Here's the secret, though. Here's the secret. I'm going to show everybody a secret, right? So what you can do, if you're not sure about how something is supposed to kind of look, you can actually trace photos, and it's like really okay to do that. So like, just to kind of like show you, so like what I would do, like what I would do if I wanted to like kind of like get a sense of the shape of a certain thing that I'm trying to figure out. Hold on, let me put some white background here. Okay, there we go. So what I would pretty much do is I would like take a photo, right? Like something like this, and then, and then kind of like, oh, where's my pencil? Oh, right, white. Okay, and then, and then just kind of like get a sense of what the shapes are. Like I said, it's like you don't have to be literal with it. It's like, yeah, are you tracing? Yes, you are. But the thing is, what you're doing is you're blocking out the shapes to give you a sense of what it is you're looking at. To give you like if you kind of, it's like, if you kind of like understand what the shapes look like, right, that make up a piece, it actually makes it easier for you to figure out how to draw it from memory. So, so what you're doing is you're creating that muscle memory. It's like, okay, so I know that this photo, that this photo, it, like the shapes, the shapes are this. You literally just reduced this photo to these shapes, which then will make it easier for you to translate those shapes into, oh, hey, Gothic little angel, hello, so that you can translate those shapes into whatever it is that you want. So yeah, so it's like, so when people say, it's like, oh, what do you think of tracing? And I go, well, tracing's actually a really good exercise. I do it with buildings, I do it with people. It's like, look, I really just right here, it's like I did it with this ferret so that I kind of get a sense of the shapes that I need to make this ferret. But as you can see, when we go back to the actual drawing that I'm working on, I'm not being accurate by any stretch of the imagination. What I'm kind of looking for is this is, in the end, this is like a fantasy version of a ferret. So I want it, so I don't want it to be accurate. I mean, if that makes any sense. it's like I just see like the discourse online as to what it means to copy, to trace, to use reference. What does it mean? What is it are you actually doing? And I think that too many people throw out the baby with the bathwater. Um, like, is certain types of tracing uh not good? It's like, yes, there are certain, like, if I were to take somebody else's artwork and trace it exact and then just change it, like some minor detail, and say, oh, now this is my character, that's kind of shady. But but there is a piece that I like the pose in, it's like, oh, I have this piece, but I really like the poses. I mean, then I'll take the poses. And even then, I'm not doing a direct translation of that pose. It's still going to be a piece that I did. I should have I should have saved it. There for my other campaign, so at least, I mean, saved it so that I could show it. There is a campaign, my campaign coming up, Eager Raven, the Unicorn King's Daughter, which is at the end of September that's being launched. The book, the short stories, they're parodies of Conan comics. So part of the parody part of the book is that the cover and a lot of the pages on the inside are pretty much referenced from actual panels from the original Conan comics. So technically they are supposed to be recognized. Like, that's part of the joke. If you're familiar with those books, you are supposed to be able to recognize them. There's like, oh, I remember this panel and that panel and whatnot. And and it's like, yeah, but the thing is, though, is that the whole thing is still done in my style. Like, you are not going to confuse any of my pages for John Buscema's work. But I lifted his poses and his layouts because that was part of the parody of the story that I was telling. But also it's like I said, it's like I'm more big on finding really interesting poses. And if I see, again, and if I see something interesting, it's like, like, I'll take the poses. I mean, I just bought some more books from Japan. Every time I make the tiniest amount of money, it's like, I shouldn't be doing it, but no, I chose these very specific books. I'm waiting for them to come in, and I bought these art books from Japan, and and the thing is, though, they're created specifically for you to trace. That's the funny thing about these books. For like, you have all these people say, oh, tracing's bad and this, that, and the other thing, and that's exactly what they do. It's their how to draw manga. But that's literally what they're called. How to draw this, how to draw, but it's all related to manga. And everything comes on, like, one of them that I bought was like 500 couples poses, but like couples, and it's like, like both, like all types of couples, and friends and otherwise, and they have a CD-ROM that and you're supposed to pretty much bring these assets into Clip Studio Paint and trace over them pretty much. So I found that funny that it's like, look, even Japanese mangaka are doing this, so it's like, so you shouldn't, worry um too much. If you feel that you need to trace a pose or something in order to kind of get it right. Um, so so yeah, so I'll show off those books when they come in. They're supposed to come in August. I know one of them I'm supposed to get at the end of the month, and the other one I'm supposed to get in August. Um, I try to wait until I can buy like a bunch of the books at once because shipping is so expensive from Japan. Yeah. Also, it's like yeah. Yeah, I'm still having issues with. I thought that maybe it was a Photoshop problem. I was having the latest update of Adobe. I had to take off my computer and downgrade it because I was getting like I was getting like a lot of glitches. Um, and one of them is like my Cintiq screen kind of being weird. And I thought maybe it was related to Photoshop, but it turns out that it's not. um Turns out, I guess the screen is just really sensitive for some reason, so I can't get it to work correctly. So I have to shut it back off again from my device manager after I'm done here. So now it shouldn't. Oh, okay. So there we go. I think that's kind of right. Okay, yeah, and I have to put like kind of tin foil sticking out from underneath the hat. Uh, Yeah, so for those of you who are just joining us, so the drawing is a ferret and Oswald the mouse, and the ferret is putting a hat on because he is an escapee from a laboratory, and he has something implanted in his brain that allows the scientists to track him. So he's putting a hat with tinfoil stuffed inside. To kind of like try to block the radio waves or whatever is in his head. So yeah, so that's what he's doing. Actually, let's see. Actually, also, another reason why it's always good to use reference, because you would be surprised how many common things that you see every day, but when you have to draw it from memory, you're like going, what does that look like again? Like I'm trying to draw a friggin' hat here, and I'm like, wait a minute. It's like I'm trying to literally remember what a hat looks like. Um, this is yeah. It's like, what does a chair look like? Those types of things. Oh, I don't. Okay, at least the hat looks like a hat now. Kind of, sort of. I know that this back part is probably not correct. Um, let's see. What is do they have? Oh, okay. So the arms are okay. So all right. So we'll just for interest's sake, we'll make the ears. And then it's like, okay, so according to this, his little hands have to be dark too. So I want to make sure I get those markings correct when I ink this in. Okay, there we go. All right, so it's coming together. It's coming together. Oh, actually, their entire arm. So it's kind of like they're wearing a shirt. Okay, so although the thing is, though, he kind of like goes from okay. This is probably something that all right. He kind of goes from black to like a brown. So probably what I'll do is I'll just leave. Like if I were to color it in, if I were to color it in, I would probably I would do that really, really dark brown and then do a lighter brown here. So I'm not going to, so all I'm going to do is just like, I'm not going to darken it with ink. Because these pieces, they're going to stay in black and white. So, yeah, so these is essentially going to be black. And then I'm going to mark off the other markings. But how are their legs though? Oh, same thing. So they're kind of like they're wearing socks. Okay, so this has to be. So this is going to be inked in as well. Okay. Okay, and then of course the tip of their tail. All right. Okay, yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. Right. So okay, so let me do this. Oh. Probably what I'm going to do is, have you ever had a ferret as a pet? No, because one, they're illegal in New York. The ferrets are actually illegal to own in New York. But we did have a friend who had ferrets. He lived out in Jersey, who doesn't have that problem. And honestly, they're okay. I don't know. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to turn off the touch screen on this again. They're okay. They're okay. I wasn't very particular to the musk scent, their musk smell. They seem, I guess, like cat-like enough. But they're definitely not animals I would go out of my way to get. Well, that sounds correct. I think that's just the way they are, regardless. Yes, I agree that, yeah, they're definitely not animals I would go out of my way to get, especially like because a lot of people don't consider too is like when you get an animal like this, you have to find a vet that will even treat them. Um, like it seems that if you have anything other than like a cat or a dog, everything else is considered an exotic. Like I learned that, a bit ago, where it's like even if you have something as simple as a gerbil or something, you have to find an exotic vet to treat them. um and and especially I guess with ferrets, you definitely have to find, um you can't just go to a corner vet. Yeah, yes, I agree, because that's just vet bills in particular, and that's just vet bills in general. um the cat that we have, he ended up with a near bladder blockage, and I had to rush him to a veterinary emergency. um and the shit was going to cost like around $10,000 to treat a cat with a urinary blockage. And my sister, who's a vet tech, she called them up, and she was able to literally nickel and dime the vet bill down to like 3K. But it was just like, holy shit. It's like, what if you didn't know how to do that? Like, she knew how to, um, like what to look for in the bill, and it's like, okay, you don't need this, you don't need that, you're not doing this, and it was just, I mean, so it's like, yeah, so it's like, vet bills in just in general are incredibly expensive. um just for a regular, like a more traditional pet. Absolutely not. No anacondas. Absolutely not. I mean, I think like the closest, uh my sister has lizards. She had a chameleon once. But that was kind of like the extent of it. Anacondas are just not, like, no, that's asking for trouble. um Again, it's like, I don't understand, people who it's like they feel, oh, it's like it's cool and shit to own, and it's like, no, it's not. It really isn't. um okay, this is yeah, okay, that's coming out, that's coming out good. That's what I'm looking for. um yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's yeah, no, that's exactly, yeah. So yeah, so just owning a regular pet is expensive enough. When you start going into exotics, it's like, nah. I mean, I've been very fortunate with these guys over here, but yeah. uh what's funny with this piece is that, I might actually go in on another layer and tighten up these pencils even more, but I'm actually liking the way it's coming out. Let's say so. Let's see. Um, my dog. Oh, my dog tore her ACL. Oh my god, that's tough enough when people do it. And we found a vet that did nickel and dime us. Yeah, very good, very good. Yeah, if you could do that. Yeah, because like I said, it's like my sister was able to go through that estimate and like break it down, because it's like, holy shit, like, who has $10,000 lying? Nobody has $10,000 lying around for a cat bladder blockage. Nobody, you know. Um so yeah, it's like, so to find a vet that isn't like going to go overboard with the tests. Okay, so let's draw in Oswald now. Okay. So yeah, like I said, so okay, so here's our ferret, which I'm happy with. So I think we're okay with what we got. And so I'm not there. And but it's like, okay, so here is the Bernard sketch. This is from the Rescuers Down Under. So what I have this up because, like I said, I wanted to kind of like tweak Oswald's shape for a while. And this is kind of like the shape he's kind of supposed to be. So yes, actually that's kind of what's going on in that picture. Does the hat hide my identity? Yes. That's kind of what's going on. So yeah, so probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably go in with another, like I said, another layer and tighten up the pencils even more. Because usually when I sketch with blue line pencil, I like being really, really tight with the pencils. This is actually pretty loose for me. This is still more of a very sketchy layout, more than something that I'm going to go in and ink on top of. Although technically I could still do that. But because, like I said, like this is technically a commission, I want the pencils to be as clean as possible on the paper. So that's probably what I'm going to do. Yep. I still gotta get used to a lot of these shortcuts in Clip Studio. Okay. All right. So what's everybody working on in the chat? What are you guys working on? Because like I said, we're like, I was watching Visenia work on her comics. I'm working on a bunch of stuff. So what else is everybody working on? What are you working on? Is anybody preparing for conventions? Like I said, San Diego is this weekend. So I know that that's not the only convention that's going on. What's everybody up to? Let me hold on. Let me like that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like. What was it again? Device manager. I'm gonna have to shut that off. That okay, human interface. Yeah, it's really to. Okay, hopefully I don't screw myself up. Oh, okay. So no, we do not want to restart, but okay. Yeah, I had to go into device manager to turn off the touch screen. It was just let's see. You made a Moon Knight What, like a cosplay, or you drew something? What did you do? Uh, let's see. Oh, and Joe, what is Joe doing? Joe is oh, you're getting your edits, okay, for Primetime Saturday Night 4, and waiting for an engine designer for the module. Oh, you're doing an RPG version of Primetime Saturday Night. Oh, so there you go. You're doing a wrestling role-playing game. Oh yes, those were the days of Kia Fern. Those are the days. Remember? Oh, so Efrain did a drawing of Moon Knight. Very nice, very nice. And yes, Kia Fern. The those days. Remember when you had to like wait on the radio? Like and it's like you were like with bated breath on the record button, so you could, if just in case they finally put up the song that you wanted to get on cassette. That. And then, yeah, those were the days. Those were definitely the days. And yeah, it didn't, what's funny was that was one of the initial fears of radio, was that I guess like the music companies were afraid that people wouldn't buy music if they just heard it for free on the radio. And obviously that wasn't the case. Recording stuff on a cassette, actually made me want to buy the singles more. It's like, I remember, what was it? Like a Sam Goody or something that we used to go to, where it's like they just had like the walls of singles, on cassette, and then they had like the records. What are they? The 45s? I forgot what they're. It's because it's been so long. And it's like, and they would just have, yeah, exactly, Joe. Oh my God, I would hate that so much. That they would either talk at the beginning of the song, or they would break in at the very end. I always hated that shit. I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they did that. Although probably most likely to ruin, now that I think about it, it was probably to ruin any recordings that people were doing. So you couldn't get a clean record. Now that I think about it, that's probably why they did it. But yeah, it's like, they would have like those a complete wall of nothing but singles. And, it was just like, I kind of weirdly miss those stores. It's like the Sam Goodies, the Virgin Megastore was a thing for a while. It's now, well, but the thing is, though, it's like, I don't know. I think it was more, it's like, yeah, it's like, is it a lot easier to just buy a single from Amazon? There was a song that popped up on Visenia's stream that I was like, oh, I need to get that song. And I went directly to Amazon and bought the single. And I forgot what it was. But yeah, was that easy? Sure. But I don't know. I think what it was that I kind of missed the event of going to a store, of going to a mall. And then like searching for these things. See, this is the part that I really, really appreciate Clip Studio Paint for. That I can make these changes there was a piece that I was doing that, like, had I have not done it digitally, I would have like probably scrapped the piece and had to do it all over again. And this was just in the sketching penciling part. Everybody was a mall rat back in the day, Joe. Everybody, because that's where everybody, you know, hung out. That's where it's like that was the outing. That was the family outing. We're going to the mall. We're going to window shop. We're going to Sam Goody. We're going to Barnes and Noble. You know, it's like that was the outing. You know, you know, and it's you know, and I, and, you know, like I said, I kind of missed that, you know. I mean, the closest that I get to that now is that when I go to Miami and I'm hanging out with my mom, and then it's like we go to Aventura to hang out and have lunch and whatnot, and then, you know, that's what we do. We walk around this monstrosity of a mall, and then we go home. You know, there we were outside. You know. But yeah, it's like back in the day, it's like you could spend an entire day at the mall. It's like now it's like, yeah, it's I don't know. It's like unless you're getting something very specific, it's like yeah. Yeah, exactly, Joe. It's like he was saying, it's like, yeah, it's like the Brady Bunch movie, an outing to the mall to go to Sears. Yeah, no, yeah, that's exactly how it was. That was the easy way to go out, or we would end up in Connecticut for some reason. It was either that we would end up at the mall, or my father would just drive, and we ended up where we ended up. You know, it's like we would either, like, you know, it's like, oh, let's go to Long Island for some reason. And it's like there's some, it's like, why are we in Connecticut? Because it's like, oh, we just kept driving. That's it, you know. You know, it's like for the longest time, I thought everything was a lot further than it really was, because our outings were like so meandering. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, it's like I can work with that. I can work with that for now. Probably what I'm going to do is probably like reduce everything. Probably what I need to do is like reduce everything and kind of center it more, center the characters more. Let me do that. Let me do that now. Let's see. Yeah, okay. All right. I think that's okay, good. All right. For a second, I thought it was going to crash. So, okay, probably I should save the file. I should save my work, right? Um, yeah. That's okay. Yeah, that's much better. That's much better. They're more centered. Um, let's see. Yeah, definitely. What I'm going to have to do is, you know, I'm tightening up what I want, but I'm going to have to go in like I said, with another layer and tighten it up even further. Um, okay. All right. So, okay. So let's. Now I'm going to put the background on a different layer, so I can kind of like be a little bit messier. Um, okay, let me start like this. Okay, something like that. And again, it's like, things that you think but you see all the time, but you never think about and you don't remember. It's like, what does a door look like? So it's like, oh, wait a minute. It's like, how does a door, what would it look like? Hold on. I'm trying to remember. Something like that. Again, it's like I probably have to go through. Yeah, it looks like a door. Right, exactly. You would think, right? It's like, oh, it looks like a door. But it's like, what always gets me is like the frame, like how a door sits in the frame. And that's kind of like the part that gets me. Yeah, you would think, right? Oh, it looks like a door. That's what a door looks like. It's just a stupid square, right? A stupid rectangle. But it's like, oh, it's those little details. So I'm probably gonna have to like go into like a previous version of Oswald, one of the earlier stories, and like see if I could find like a consistent reference of what his front door looks like. Because it always changes depending on the artist that draws it, that's drawing that story at that moment. But yeah. But that's the funny thing. It's like, yeah, you think like the one that always gets me, like, draw a bicycle from memory, and it's like, wait, what? Like, you think what it looks like. Draw a chair. It's like you kind of think you think you should know. You should know, right? Right. I mean, obviously this is my work because I'm drawing it. What it is that it's a commission based on some other short stories. So JD Calderon, who writes Tall Tales, I draw a book called Tall Tales. You can see it like the books in the corner right there. So I draw those, and JD Calderon wrote them. So he has another series called the OSWALD Chronicles, and he has, for that book that he does, he has a whole bunch of other artists doing a whole bunch of different stories. So I'm not the only one drawing this character. So for this particular story that I'm sketching, it was a Kickstarter reward, and the person who got the Kickstarter reward specifically asked for me to draw these illustrations. So it's an Oswald story with the person's original character in the story, and Jose wrote it, so I'm currently drawing it. But I have to, I probably, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to some previous stories that other artists had drawn and see like what design they used for his front door, so I can draw that correctly in the scene. So technically, this door is literally a placeholder for an actual door. Did that clarify anything? I don't think so. I'm very sorry. Very sorry, Mr. Goober Patrol. I'm very sorry. So, but as you can see, this is my artwork technically, because I am physically drawing it, so it's like, but neither of these are technically my characters, I guess. I mean, technically Oswald is, because it's between me and another guy who designed the character. Not that there was much to design. It's like, oh, give me a mouse with a bow tie. Okay, here. So yeah, there's a lot of hands on this project. Let's just say for Oswald, there's a lot of hands on the project. Yes. but because like I said, every artist that he gets to draw something for Oswald, they're always doing something different. So so there was one guy that he drew Oswald's house kind of looking like a hobbit hole, and there was another guy who drew Oswald's house looking like it was in a tree stump. So there is no consistency as to what this mouse's house looks like. Okay, all right. So there you go. Thank you for visiting. Thank you for visiting, and you have a nice time as well. Thank you so much. And I hope you enjoy what you see. So maybe you'll come back and we'll just hang out anyway. But have fun, Mr. Goober. So nobody draws Oswald's house consistent. Like there's no consistency at all as to what Oswald's house looks like. But what I did like is I did like the hobbit hole idea of his house. So I'm kind of incorporating that. I'm probably going to use that design. So it's like, so I'm so he kind of has like this grass, ceiling, like roof. So I'm probably going to do that. And then I think on that particular, I'm going to have to find, here's another place. Here's a placeholder for a window. If you think you don't know what a door looks like, draw a window. I agree. Not, it's like they're like, what is it? It's like, oh well, it's ogres really that are like onions, but I think trolls are like onions too. They have a lot of layers. You know? So yeah, so if you think you don't know how to draw a door, draw a window. You know? So that this is going to be another placeholder as well. So yes, I'm going to have to find that reference. Because yeah, it's like, is there a door frame? Is there a window frame? How did they draw that? Yeah. That's this is okay. So this is kind of this is kind of the gist of what okay. So I think that this is kind of what I'm looking for, in this sketch. Let's see. I still feel like I'm I think just what it is, I just have to find the exact reference that I need for the house. And then and then work from there. Although I have a feeling though the ferret is supposed to be larger. Let's see. Although it's like I guess if we were talking about an actual mouse with an actual ferret, the size difference would be a lot more significant. So I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, so let me do this, because it's like, again, what I'm thinking is let me see. Oh, also I'm on the wrong layer, but that's okay. That's the background. There we go. Okay, that's what I want. Okay. If I do that, I'm going to have to enlarge the canvas, because I think this is more accurate to what I'm looking for, but I'm going to have to enlarge the canvas. Or I'm just going to have to reduce everything. Let's see. Because also I'm looking at it on the screen too. Yeah, I kind kind of think that's more what I'm looking for. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. All right, what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to okay that. Okay. All right. Okay, so let me select all three of these. Will it let me do that? Will it let me do that? All three layers at once? Oh, good. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I think that's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Oh, okay. So Nita, okay, so yeah, so Nita has to go. So everybody say goodbye to Nita. But yeah, I'm thinking that this, yeah, let me just reduce it a little bit more. I mean, yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's what I need. I need the, yeah. Now it doesn't feel so crowded because now that the ferret's taller. Yeah, okay, yeah. We're gonna okay that. Okay, good. I hate it when it does that. I always think it's going to it's going to crash. Um okay, so all right, we're going to save that. Always remember to save. Okay. Oh, that was the initial sketch. Okay, so that's the background. So, okay, that's the characters. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to just finish off what oh, that's the okay. Well, not that it matters. Like I said, I'm going to do one more pass on the pencils just to tighten it up some more. Okay. Oh, let me clean that up. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, much better. Much better. So yeah, so we're gonna continue with this this grass covering. So yeah, I just have to I have to find that reference. Um, because I don't know whether like he would have like would it be rock or would it be like really, really packed soil that he built his house on, that he built his house in. Because you figure like it would kind of like start off as a burrow, and then it's like he would start like decorating it himself, right? So oh yeah, but I think yeah, I think that's yeah, that's oh, am I on the wrong layer again? Let's see. There we go. Yeah, I think yeah, I just have Okay, so I'm liking the way this sketch is coming out. I still have to do some tweaks on it. Like I said, it's like mostly it's just to find what his house or at least what his door and his window would look like. Because again, yeah, you would think drawing a door would be easy, but it's not. Yeah, so let me make sure I save this. Yeah, so you know what? I think I'm going to call this sketch done. Yeah, I'm going, so probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to sketch out the other two pieces, like I said, that I need to transfer onto paper, and then ink them from there. I mean, I don't know. Technically, I mean, I need to fix that door. I need to fix the door. So I didn't really need that much. And then that one, no, we don't. Let's see. Oh, right. So here's our little ferret sketch. That actually came out pretty cute. But we're not that was just for demonstrating purposes. So okay, yeah, we're not going to save that. So there we go. What is that? Okay, there we go. Oh. Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm calling this sketch done, for now. But yeah, so I mean, because anything other than actually finding that reference, I'm just fussing for no reason with the piece. So but at least I got this far on it. So there you go. So it's like I didn't exactly finish a piece on the stream, but at least I finished the sketch. At least I finished the sketch. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. So yeah, so you know what? Yeah, I'm calling this sketch done for now. So let me just put this to the side. So as I get myself together here. Oh my goodness. Nothing wants to stay in place. Okay, so there we go. So I'm just going to close it right there. So here we are. There we go. I think that this was a pretty successful stream today. Not bad for skipping 2 weeks unintentionally. That's not what I had wanted to do. I at least want to make sure that I do a stream like every other week at worst, if I can't do it every week. But like I said, you know what, it was about time that we cut, cut the cord, to cut cable and move to at least a more reliable wireless service. So now that I have, I don't have to worry about the garbage truck tearing down a utility pole because they have to have cables running to houses, in the year our Lord 2023. It's like we have phones that can like talk to space, but we can't get cable without literally running cable. So at least, so I'm pretty chuffed with how this piece came out. So now it's just to work on the rest of the pieces, but at least it gives me enough momentum to feel like I'm getting through this part of this project, and I can kind of like skip back and forth. I'm going to have to anyway. I'm halfway done with the Eagle Raven issue 8 inking, and I'm extremely thrilled with that. My idea of having the inks done by the end of July might not be a thing, but it will be close enough. I'm hoping that at least by the end of July, I'll be at 90% done with that issue, so that in August I can start coloring. Because the idea is for me to have issue 8, the Unicorn King's Daughter, and Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut completely done by the end of August. That's colored and everything. So that's, so at least with these pieces, I can now that they're like kind of sketched out, I can fit them in between all that work. So it's like, okay, all right, we're good. So I'm very happy with that. So because starting September, I really want to spend the rest of the year penciling out issue 9, 10, 11, and 12, which makes up volume 3 of Eagle Raven. So at least have that penciled out so that next year I could just chug along with them, because I also have 2 more issues of Tall Tales that I have to finish as well. So I want to be able to like get the penciling for everything done. So at least, okay, that's out of the way, so that inking, it will be a lot easier. So that's kind of like what's on the agenda for the rest of the year, and that's on top of putting together the House of Bob sketchbook that we've talked about already on previous episodes of House of Bob. So that's that, and the one House of Bob sketchbook, and we're going to be that's going to be the work for the rest of the year. So and looks like we're on schedule, so I'm happy with that. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me for these 2 hours. We're just a minute away from the top of the hour. So here we are. So thank you so much. I mean, I think that we had a very lively a lively chat. Thank you so much for everybody who visited, Joe and Grant and Ephraim, Joseph. Thank you, Mr. Goober Patrol, for stopping by. Thank you, Visenia, and for bringing the pulses over again. It's always a pleasure to host everybody here. I hope that you like the work that you see, and I hope you continue joining me every time from Twitch. Thank you so much for that. And yes, thank you so much to my eyeball people who are watching me from regions beyond. Thank you so much for sticking out these 2 hours. I hope you were at least entertained. It's or learn something. We learned how to trace photographs. We at least learned how to do that, right? We learned how to trace photographs and how not to pay attention to it. That's what we learned. Moral of the story. So yeah, so let me just get myself together here. So on that note, again, thank you everybody. And yes, if you want to learn more about me and my art, the rest of my artwork and my comics, including the Oswald Chronicles, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites. But I mostly post to Facebook right here. If you're interested in seeing sketches and current work in progress, pieces, and any live updates that I may have. And also remember that you can watch me here on YouTube at my channel, Daphne Lage Art. That's Lage. And remember that it also simulcasts through the Indie Comics and Network. So make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever any of our shows go live on either of our channels. And remember, you can read Eagle Raven, Air the First Unicorn for free, uploading every day, Monday through Friday. Or if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the link over to Tall Tales. That's TAILS online.com. And not only can you read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free, but you can catch up on the latest story arc, Tears of the Mother, which is also currently uploading Monday through Friday. Look at all this free stuff that I'm giving you. And remember, the Oswald Chronicles is back on Kickstarter in pre-launch for the latest chapter. Gosh, there's so many titles to remember. The Light That Attracts, the Oswald Chronicles, the next Oswald Chronicles story. Links are in the show notes below. And also, again, Sky of Thorns, also in the show notes. We're going to do a Eagle Raven crossover with this campaign. So make sure you also get notified, hit the pre-launch, and get notified for when this campaign goes live as well. So thank you again for joining me. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. And yeah, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.
You really want to know my process?
Absolutely.
Usually starts with a holla and ends with a creamsicle.
And then if there's time in between,